You're 20x6.
Hey YouTube, it's Cat2000X. I'm going to talk about something that I don't think I've actually touched on yet in any of my other vlogs. It's this whole concept of people who actually think that they're Japanese when they're totally not. I actually thought that this was just a one-person thing because I knew somebody in high school who believed that, even though they totally weren't Japanese. I mean, didn't have a Japanese accent to save their life. When I'd actually go and start speaking Japanese to them, they'd be like, basically. And I'm not trying to be mean to them, it's just, you know, stating the obvious. But, I guess this is partially out, crap in my face. This is a video partially to people like that, and to people who rage cake, people who are like that. And concerning myself, I'll probably make a different video for that because this might take a while to explain or to pontificate upon. Such a fun word. Thank you, AJ, for teaching me that word. But now when I came across another user, I won't mention their name. Hair in my face. Yeah, but there was another user on YouTube that I came across that, you know, believes that they are Japanese. But for people who, I'll just elaborate, I'll make this broader. People who really try to be something they know that they're not. This is something that actually a lot of people are guilty of. And people who try to be jerks or bullies at school because they feel like if they do that then they'll fit in better or anything like that. I think that's the whole concept of somebody thinking that they are Japanese. I think that's pretty much where that's at. Is, you know, people who've been bullied a lot or whatever, and, you know, they want to be something they're not because it makes them feel better about themselves, or because they're sick and tired of people in their school or in their environment messing with them, so they just want to leave the country. They want to go somewhere that looks elaborate and awesome and fun, and they want to believe with everything in them that they're a part of that instead of a part of where they're at now because they've had to deal with so much crap. Now, I took it. I was Wapanese in high school and through all of middle school, admittedly, and right now I've downgraded to just an otaku. That and anime otaku for those of you who understand how to actually use that word. But yeah, in middle and high school, I really wanted to be Japanese. I wanted to be Asian because it would make me at least feel a little bit Japanese. Because, you know, I was bullied all the time, and, you know, great stuff like Pokemon and Mega Man and Final Fantasy, just the stuff that I was really into. It all came from Japan. So I just, you know, I was sick and tired of being bullied. I just wanted to go and be a part of that culture and integrate myself into that culture because I was just sick and tired of being in America, because I was led to believe that pretty much everybody in America was just total jerks, which obviously is not true, because I was sheltered and I was bullied and I didn't really understand why, and so I just wanted to leave, you know, to a place where I thought I would be more accepted. Okay, hold on, I gotta take off these goggles because they're starting to squeeze my brain and I'm gonna have an aneurysm. On with that discussion. Yeah, you know, if there's a chance you might actually get bullied more because you're a gaikokujin, or at first slang, gaijin. And this fantasy about it being so much better over in Japan. You know, what about your family, your friends that you do have there? You know, do have at home, you know. Why would you want to leave? I mean, yeah, you're bullied, it's hard, but running away is not going to fix anything. It didn't for me. You know, I had my own different escapes, but and wanting to be Japanese was one of them, but it didn't help. you know. But what I was trying to explain earlier when I got onto the whole thing about people who think they are Japanese, not just Wapanese people or more derogatory weeaboos, which I use that term loosely with myself because I'm a pretty big otaku. So, and like I said, I'll make another video explaining that later. But I think people who think they are Japanese, it's just a matter of, you know, being sick and tired of dealing with stuff here and wanting to fit in somewhere else, because I think that that's a valid possibility. If people who do believe that, correct me if I'm wrong. And tell me why you do believe that, and what you get out of believing that. And this isn't, you know, to pick yourself apart and make yourself feel like poop. I mean, this is just, you know, I'm curious. I am legitimately curious about that. So, you know, if you do believe that, then please let me know. Make a response video or send me a personal message if you, well, send me a personal message, because the people who actually come out and say that they are Japanese on YouTube when they're not, it's bad. It's just really bad. I guess I'll just wrap this up by saying something simple. For me, and all the different kind of escapes that I was in, a lot of those escapes and attitudes that I carried when I was younger had to deal with wanting to be somebody or something that I wasn't, for the sake of trying to prove something to people. Because, you know, I was insulted every single day, just about, in middle school and some in high school. You know, people would call me gay, a loser, whatever. Just common derogatory terms thrown at most really big nerds. But, you know, I spent most of my life wanting to prove these people wrong, because, you know, they'd hurt me so bad that I just wanted to prove them wrong. But of course, I couldn't prove them wrong on my own strength. So I figured, you know, if I would, you know, pretend I was something I wasn't, like if I could possibly become Japanese, I could either prove them wrong or leave and go to a place where I didn't have to prove them wrong, you know. Because for whatever reason, I had the idea that, you know, Japanese people exclusively didn't think that about me because they were Japanese or something like that. I don't know where that mindset came from, but it was there as a kid. But yeah, it doesn't work, guys. It does not work. It will not help you. It's just going to make you absolutely miserable. You know, and, you know, being who you really are is so much better. Because, you know, God made you the way you are for a reason. You know, it wasn't just like, well, I think I'm just going to make some garbage, and then there you are. No, that's not how it happened at all. If you read, well, I'll go check real quick. Okay, so Psalm 139. I'll read this verse here since I've got it on my iPod. This is from the English Standard Version. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them. But yeah. So, okay, I read up to verse 16, actually. So 13 through 16, Psalm 139. Look at them for yourself and read. I think the first chapter of Jeremiah has some good stuff in there too. And it's just, you know, the whole Bible is just a big love letter from God. Just a bunch of love letters from God. So look into it. There's worth in knowing who you are as God made you. You know, you are who you are for a reason. You don't have to pretend to be anybody you're not, because that wasn't God's intention. He made you who you are for a reason. And with that, yeah. I'm going to make another video. I'm going to attempt to do a shorter version of this video in Japanese. But I don't know if I'll actually post it. It depends on how much I can actually get out in Japanese. So forgive the convoluted discussion, but just hopefully this helps some of you, and I'll just leave you all with my thoughts and God's word here. So God bless you all. Have a good one. Peace.